S- All right, good morning, guys. Let's see. Today is Tuesday, February 18th. So looking at what we have here. So let's first start on the higher higher time frames. Let's see. So this is the okay. So here we might get a potential buy on US 30. So for this buy, so we have a rejection right here. The only thing with this trade is that the zones have overlapped for US 30. So you can see if we turn on the zones indicator, we have an overlap of the green and red zones. So because of that, I won't be taking this buy on US 30 because ideally you'd wait for this hourly candle to close and set a pending order here. It looks good overall because we are in a we do have a bunch of bullish order blocks around it. However, due to that overlap in the zones, and also we have a weekly bearish low order block here. And if I remember correctly, right here, this weekly bearish low order block has kind of not held for the last week. So if US 30 is going to drop from here, this would be the area they used to drop it. So in any case, I would rather wait for a buy here at 44,179. And we did take a buy on US 30 last week, like around this area. So I think US 30 will end up breaking down that zone. On gold, we have a rejection that has just formed here. However, even same thing for gold. If we turn on the zones indicator, we can see we have an overlap in the zones here. And where we have an overlap is where we have all these bullish order blocks. Now, for gold, there is a sell. However, the sell is on the daily time frame. I'll go over that. This was just a trade I was following on US 30. So even on the 4-hour time frame, there is that rejection there, but even for the 4-hour time frame, again, there is that overlap in the zone. So still no triple confluence. So ideally, remember for me, I'm looking for triple confluence. So here on gold as well, for this 4-hour time frame, if this we already have a rejection, right? So actually there's a sell running on gold. However, again, remember you want to ask yourself, is there any opposing order block in the direction that you're trading? So for this trade, I would not have taken as much as it's a valid trade. It's a valid valid trade because confluence number one, we have a rejection from this SAR. The zones, we don't have an overlap in the zones. However, the third confluence is if you're buying, make sure there are no sell side order blocks in the direction that you're trading. If you're selling, make sure there are no buy side order blocks. So here, this trade, I would not have taken it because you can see we have, as much as we're looking to sell, we have this high and low of a 4-hour bullish order block. So price will definitely find difficulty in breaking this zone. So in any case, they can use this zone to push price to the upside. So again, this is not a trade I would take. Now, on the daily time frame, this is the trade here. Now, the issue with this trade, everything lines up, right? So we had a rejection on the daily candle, which was Friday's candle. Yeah, Friday's candle. So Sunday's candle opened to the upside. So price is coming back to 29.30 area. Now, this particular trade, you would need an $80 stop loss and take profit. So I have a pending order set on my accounts. Now this is a trade that might take, if no major news happens, this is a trade that might take even a week to either hit stop loss or take profit. So if you measure the distance of the stop loss of this trade, this is $80. So you'd need an $80 stop loss and take profit. So if you feel like you can hold on to a trade for a week or even maybe 2 weeks, this is a nice entry for a gold sell. You can see we don't have an overlap in the zones. We don't have any bullish order block in the direction of our trades. And ideally, this is the all-time high for gold, around the all-time high. But keep in mind, gold might easily hit $3,000 because we're about that $70 away from the $3,000 mark per ounce. But I have this trade set up for some of my accounts. I have a pending order set for gold right there. Um, let's see, this is the hourly. Okay. So for, let me see something here. All right. So we'll see if we get, so again, we have 1 hour setups coming up for US 30 and gold. However, it's not any trades that I would take because of those red flags that I've showed you guys. The only red flag for this hourly trades is the overlap of the zones. So I would rather wait for something that lines up with the confluences. So the only pending order I have for myself right now is this gold trade on the, and this is the daily time frame. So pretty much a high time frame. So for the other one, I'm looking at the trend line and SAR rejection chart, but I really don't see anything. Uh, Trend line and SAR rejection, I do not see anything there. So there's this, I was hoping we get an example of such a trade, but there's this other thing that, and this would be better for scalping or people who do futures. So what I've been ideally looking at, and this is something mostly the 15-minute and 30-minute, it would ideally be like a scalp strategy. But like how you would, and I was hoping we get one, but now for this ones, we'll probably be getting a couple during the live session. But let's assume that we had a rejection level here, right? And then again, we still want all three confluent, and I'll show you guys, it just happened on the hourly time frame here. Actually, let's use this. So you see this one on US 30 on the hourly time frame. Again, for this one, it's mostly a scalping one. So you want to go for, so for this particular one, and I haven't scalped in forever. So again, even for me, it's something that I'm revisiting. But for this scalping one, you would be aiming for a 1:1 risk to reward. So for US 30, you'd be aiming for 20 points TP, 20 points stop loss, or you can do a 10-point stop loss and 20-point TP, and then set break even at 1:1. But what you would be aiming for, so you see, for example, right here on US 30 on the hourly, we have had that rejection entry. So what do we normally expect for a rejection entry? Here for US 30, we can already tell that we are in a bullish zone, right? So we have this bullish order blocks around this zone. And yes, we are in a green zone as well, as much as we are overlapping, right? But we know ideally right here, we are in a bullish zone or a strong demand area. Now, normally for the hourly and 4 hour time frames, right? We just put the long and short tool right here, and then we ideally round up. So for example, if I were to take this trade later on today, which I'm not because of the overlap of zones, I would need like 100-point take profit and 100-point stop loss, right? But if you are scalping, and this is something again I will continue forward testing, if you are scalping, again, remember 200, 20-point TP, 20-point stop loss. For gold, you do a $2 TP, $2 stop loss. So what you want to do, you want to wait for price to get to these areas, still follow the three confluences, right? Order blocks, you follow the order blocks, you follow the zones. Now for this one, the zones really don't matter too much. The overlap of zones don't matter, but you still want to make sure that if you're selling, you're in a red zone. If you're buying, you're in a green zone, right? So we already said that for this trade, as much as it's validating on the 1 hour, I am not going to take this trade because of this overlap of zones. Now, the overlap of zones only matters if you're doing like a large TP and stop loss. But with this other thing, since you are ideally looking for a scalp, what you would want to do is wait for price to get to those rejection areas. And then you don't want to get into the trade exactly when the trade hits, right? Because you want to learn the psychology of this rejection candles, right? So for me, I already know that if we have those three confluences and we have a rejection area here, I would expect this candle to reject back to the upside, right? You want to ask yourself, what are the odds that this candle is going to reject to the upside? Now, with the regular rejection entry, we wait for this candle to close and then we set a pending order at the area of rejection so that we get tapped into the other candle. Now, again, remember, that's the trade that I've been taking since we opened or since the year opened. And for example, for US 30, all of them have been wins. But those trades, you'll probably get 8 of them a month, right? Because sometimes, even though this candle closes as a rejection candle this way, it's not every time that price will come back and tap you in and go back up, right? Or sometimes, right, price will come, tap you in, and then go to stop loss, right? But if you are anticipating that when a candle touches a rejection level, that it's going to reject back above. Now, the scalp way you would be doing this, and I'm talking this about futures a lot because I know with futures, some of them are easy to pass, and then you can rack up a bunch of accounts. And then you can go for like $20, $200 profit per account. And if you have 20 accounts, right, that's 4K. But with this particular one, what you want to do, you want to wait for price to break down below that rejection level, right? You want to wait for price to break down. So when price gets here, you don't want to enter first. So you want to wait for price to break down. Why do you want for price to break down? Remember, you're scalping. You're doing a 10-point stop loss or a 20-point stop loss. So you don't want to enter on the rejection. Also, you want to wait for them to pick up liquidity below that rejection level. And then if so for US 30, I would say for US 30, you want price to break down. And again, for this particular one, you want to trade during high volatility periods. So this is a strategy that will be good during heavy news release, during New York market open to like 3 hours into New York market open. So you want to wait for price to break down below that rejection level about 10 points. For gold, about half a dollar or $1. As soon as price does that, there's one of two things you can do. You can either do a pending order again above that zone. I'm sorry, at that zone, or you can wait for price to come back up, and once it reaches that zone, you execute your market order. So sometimes if you do a pending order, price might come back so severely or so fast that you don't have time to set all your pending order parameters. As opposed to waiting for price to come back around that area and you enter on market order. Now, again, that would be a quick scalp. And you see, like for this one, if we'd done this one would have gone right nicely to TP. Now, remember, the only difference between this and the regular way I enter the rejection ones is that with this one, you're going for a scalp. You don't have to go for a scalp, but if you go for bigger moves, price can either go into profit for you and then come back and hit your stop loss, especially when we have this overlap of zones, like right here where the green zone is overlapping with the red zone. So you just want to be cautious of that. But for this particular one, that is how you would do it. So if I find this on the live sessions, now these are some of the trades we will be getting. We'll be getting mostly during the live sessions, because these others, like for the rejection entries, I normally trade them on the hourly, 4 hour, and the daily. Like this one I'm waiting for here on gold. But these others will probably be getting them on the 15-minute and 30-minute, and sometimes even the hourly. So if this had come, if I had remembered to talk about it before, this would have been a nice one. But again, remember, these ones are scalp strategies. So 20 points for US 30, 20 points for 20 points stop loss TP for US 30, between $2 TP and stop loss for gold. So same thing here for gold, right? So here for gold, and again, right, you want to make sure that the three confluences align. So you can see here for gold, if the same applies, right? So if we turn this off, the same applies. We know we have a rejection here. We know we have a red zone if we turn on the zones indicator. However, the third confluence does not align, right? The third confluence is if you're selling, you make sure you don't have any bullish order blocks around around where you are. So here, since we were selling, or if we were looking to even scalp here, there was already a 4 hour bullish high and low. If we type in, or if we write in that $2 TP and stop loss here, let's see, actually this would be $2 TP and stop loss. again, this one would have been stopped out, right? So again, you need to make sure that you're still aligning with all these three confluences. So for this one, I don't know whether it's kind of sometimes it's hard to backtest this large time frame candles, but actually this one would have hit, right? Because you would have entered, you'd have waited for price to break above this rejection level, which is right here. So this one price went up like what, a dollar? 50, about 70 cents, right? So for gold, you want price to break above that rejection level, about 50 cents to a dollar, and then you set your pending order. So actually this one would have hit, right? Because you would have entered on that rejection candle and it would have come back down there. But again, this is tricky as well, because you can see we have this bullish high and low. But one thing I can say is that just make sure that, so let's assume this entry was here. So let's assume this rejection entry was somewhere here, somewhere here. And then if you're looking to enter it, this 4-hour bullish high order block would have been in the way of your take profit, right? So I think that's one thing you can just check to make sure about the third confluence. Just check to see if that if any opposing order block is within your way to TP. And same way, vice versa. If you're selling, make sure that you don't have a bullish order block on the way to your stop loss, because that can easily be used to trigger that. So remember, this particular trade, personal, I have it already set up in my accounts. So if we get this, we'll see. So again, remember, this trade is a $80 TP and stop loss. It's very high. So this trade might be running for days, if not, a week. So I have a pending sell limit on gold at 2930.7. So we'll see if this gets triggered. Ideally, for gold, I don't like going anywhere above a above a $30 stop loss. So if you want to take this trade with a lower TP and stop loss, maybe do a 30 a $30 stop loss. So maybe somewhere above there. But for me, so remember, the way I determine stop loss and TP, I just take the long and short tool and I apply it to the area I'm trading. And then I just check to see what number is closest. So this one, it was giving me like a $65 TP and stop loss. So, I was going for an 80. I just round up to the nearest, nice psychological level. So $80. Technically, I could go for $100, but do I really want to do $100 TP and stop loss for gold? Probably not. But for this particular one, I'll just do an 80. It's a daily trade on the daily time frame, and this will definitely be a swing trade. I was hoping we would get another. I was hoping we'd get a rejection, one of those scalps that I talked about, but if we don't get it today during the live session, so I'll stay on for another 15 or so minutes. Hopefully we get one, maybe I don't even know where we'd get another one. Um, Maybe on gold we can get one, but if it hasn't already printed right now, it's probably not going to print. So the only other trade we might get is a trendline and SAR rejection, which I'm looking at on the other chart, but I don't see anything. But if we don't get any trade, that's fine. I think last week I only had a couple of trades. And I had like what, 80% win rate for the week. So yeah, so if we don't get any trades today, so hopefully the rest of the week will give more setups. But if we don't get any trades today, we'll just wait and then probably see if we can catch some of those tomorrow. But yeah, so for those rejection ones, they're nice scalp ones. So this is the same one we are looking at for US 30 on the hourly. So this one would have been the same entry on the 4-hour, like a quick 20-point TP, 20-point scalp. Same thing for gold right here on the 4-hour. So the 4-hour is the one we just went over. Let's see, for the 1 hour, Okay, so for the 1 hour on gold as well, this would be a scalp entry here. Let's see where the stop loss or the TP would be. So this candle has not already come down, right? Or hasn't come down. It's already gone past. I don't know if it already came down, but probably not. But it has already got past the let me go on a lower time frame to see when price got to when price got to 1922.9 on this hourly candle. So 1922.9. Let's see what happened when price got there. 1922.9. 0.9. This is nine candle. All right. Let me use the 15-minute time frame. I want to see if I want to set a pending sell on gold at 1922. 1922.9. So price got here at the 915 candle. Went up there, went up. Yeah, yeah, I'll set a pending sell order on gold. Let's see. Uh, yeah, because price did not come back 1922.9. Wait. Uh, question is, did price see here on gold? Let's see something. But for this particular trade, so I would want to set a pending order here, like a $22 TP and stop loss. However, this means that in the next minute and a half, this candle has to come all the way down. So the question is, what are the probabilities of that, right? So you can see gold is already super bullish right here. So this candle looks like it might close above this zone. So I'll only activate this pending sell order if in the next minute this candle comes heavily down. And also remember, we have, or personally, I have a pending sell limit here on gold. So if I don't get filled, if this candle does not come back down heavily in the next 1 minute, then I have no reason to keep this pending order. And I don't even think gold will do that. So let's see if it comes back down. I'll set an alert probably somewhere here. That way, if I change the chart, but yeah, I don't think gold will come down like $5 in the next 30 seconds. So this one is almost getting triggered. Okay, yeah. So this one will close as a it will close above that area. So remember, for those particular scalps, you don't want the candle to close above your rejection level, right? So the only logic for this particular trades, those short trades or those short scalps, is that price is that the candle you're entering on should close as a rejection candle. If the candle keeps going up without triggering you and closes as a or closes above or below your rejection level, depending on if you're looking for a buy or sell, you just go ahead and close or delete your pending order. Let's see, US. Mm. All right. Yeah, for today, I don't see any other trades for today, unfortunately. Let's see, 10:03. Actually, this is not 19. Had I said 1920? 20 something? No, this pending sell on gold I have on the daily is 1931. 1930. What is this? Let me do this. Oh, why am I saying 19? 2930.7. Not 19. 2930.7. Break of support. Yeah. Um, yeah, so that would be it for today's live session. I really do not see anything else coming in other than this daily trade right here. So I'll send this in the Discord. Copy. And those rejection entries for gold for this, I think there was what one losing trade for the rejection entry on the hourly last week. Something. So this right here is a, and I'm still working on the guidebook, the PDF that I talked about. So again, that probably will be ready in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So this particular here, this one's a A setup, pending sell order for gold, 0.75% risk. Um, this is $80 TP and stop loss. Then we'll see. So again, this will be a swing trade. $80 is pretty high, unless some major news event happens. But $80 is pretty high. Mm. And there's honestly there's nothing else here. So if you guys have any questions, you can DM me in the Discord. Other than that, we'll see if we get but we'll definitely be getting more of this rejection entries. And actually here's another one that happened pre-market. Now for this entries, the scalp entries went over today, I prefer taking them. Well, actually, personally, I prefer taking any trades after market open because I really don't want to start the day with losses. But here there was a nice nice sell entry, and I was really hoping we would have gotten some during the live session, but there was this one that I saw or that I was following at 8 a.m. today. Let's see if this one loads right here on US 30. Come on, come on. Okay. So there was this one right here that's based off of this rejection level, right? It's in a red zone. We don't have any opposing order blocks. So since we're looking to sell here, we don't have any bullish order block like right next to it. So this one, you wait for price to break above X amount of points, and then you set a pending sell order or you execute with the market. So you do your 200 point TP and stop loss. And this one was nice as well because we also had this rejection level at the top there, or two other rejection levels like midway to stop loss. And this one was a nice one. So this one was a perfect example of what I'm talking about. However, this came up at 8 a.m. So I really don't like taking trades before New York session unless, especially trades that have a smaller TP and stop loss. So for trades that I'll take before New York session are trades that have like 100 point, 200 point TP and stop loss, like for example for US 30. But I really don't want to take a 20 point stop loss and TP trade before market open. But for this particular one, this particular scalp one, it's nice during market open, like especially if during market open we get like a rejection level. That one would be perfect before heavy news events, especially where price has shot down or up and has gone to a rejection level. Those are nice areas because you expect some volatility. But this one was a nice, perfect one before. So if you look at the 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time candle this morning. That was an example of a nice scalp, and that would have been like something about catching the top. So if you guys have noticed with this rejection entries, whether it's US 30 or not, you can see the setups we are getting are pretty much let me see, is this year? No, this is last year. So like this one we got earlier on this I think this was last week. So you can see pretty much those exact entries literally next to the rejection level, and price shoots up from there. So that's what we are looking for. So same thing for this scalp one, you can see the entries are pretty much similar. You get a nice precise entry, but the only thing is that you have to wait until all these entries suffice. So for this rejection entries, it's all about a lot of patience. But other than that, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.